Yeah, it's good. Everything's fine.
All right, we are live now. Uh, hey, everybody, welcome to a special episode of the program. Today, our guest is a cybersecurity expert, legend, presidential candidate, entrepreneur, software dev, founder of McAfee Associates, and all around international man of mystery with a man of many talents and persuasions, Mr. John McAfee. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm not sure I like the flavor of persuasions. I mean, yes, I'm indeed a man of many persuasions, but I'll accept that as a compliment. I'm doing great, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing great. I hope you're having a good new year. It's the roaring 20s now.
Jesus God, this is the best New Year we've ever had. Why? We're in hiding. See, we've been running for most of our life together, and certainly since the 17th of January, when we were booted out of America, the Bahamas, Cuba, arrested in the Dominican Republic. Finally, after 4 days of haggling and getting to England, I said, "Baby, this is going hiding for a while." Then that was 7 months ago. We're loving it because it's wonderful. We get to go out for coffee. We get to do anything that we please without looking over our shoulders, and I like that.
Excellent. Yeah. There is one thing that I wanted to talk to you about first because I've watched a ton of your interviews. I've followed you for many years. What you just described, your escape from Belize through the Caribbean, all the way into America, out of America. And there was one tweet that you tweeted a few days ago, and I'll just read it here. It's called, "How do we see truth? We have to question every one of our beliefs, even drop them completely. If they were true, you will see that truth instantly reappear around you. If they were not, then they were your blindfolds and good riddance." I thought that was a very interesting tweet, and I thought that encapsulated exactly what I wanted to talk to you about today. Because my channel is more of a human history investigation, seeing patterns in human culture, human behavior, and I feel like someone such as yourself with such a rich experience. I'm sorry, what was that,
This
John?
is going to be a fun conversation. So this is going to be a fun conversation. Can I start this though? Because I
Absolutely.
need it to be. I discovered that if I speak from my own fucking experience, uh, people seem to understand more. Although I do not know why, but still. Um, okay, so now, to me, the reality of American politics and the American social structure and the American governmental structure, what a nightmare that fucker um, is so obvious that I am shocked. Every man, woman, and child is not in the streets looking for blood from their congressmen, their presidents, their senators. Please, people, let's get real. Let's talk about facts. Number one, those of you who've been through more than one or two elections that you remember, let me ask you a question. When a shift of power came, a monumental shift that the country struggled over for a year to decide with war and vitriolity on both sides, and suddenly a change of power. Did a single fucking hair on your head get wafted by
Oh,
the
before
explosion?
before I was awake, probably
No.
not.
Yes. So now, even if you're not, probably not. Now, I maintain that there's been zero power in the Congress and in the presidency since 1960, when Dwight Eisenhower, I mean, the one man in the world that the CIA could never fuck with, I mean, the supreme Allied commander of World War II, and someone so beloved that no, he was untouchable. When he left office, he said, "Beware, America. The CIA and the military industrial complex are stealing your country. And if you do not stop them, there will be nothing left." Now, the next president, smart man, John Kennedy, his public um, brawl with the CIA was just unbelievable. What idiot. After Eisenhower had warned us, if you're going to do something, please God, do it covertly, would attack them face to face. Well, he did. Now, he probably would have gotten rid of him, but he had an unfortunate accident and was unable to do so. What was the platform of his brother? Number one, the CIA must go. Well, they didn't even let him get to the presidency. Richard Nixon, the last challenge. And he didn't challenge, smart man, he knew his facts. He just wanted a little more power. Can I have access to more information? You think a top secret clearance gives presidents the right to say, hey, we got aliens? You know what the CIA calls presidents and members of Congress? Transients.
Right.
Transients. And they are. They're there for 4 years. And they know jack shit about the world. All they know about is charisma and getting themselves elected and paying hundreds of millions of dollars to do so for a job, paying $250,000 a year. Now, my mom and dad said if you can add and subtract, it is very useful as a survival tool in life. And I never forgot it. So, I mean, after hearing these numbers, $10 million to get the presidency, $100 million to get the presidency, I thought, I don't know, let me get my pencil and paper, and I added it up. It makes no economic sense.
John,
I smell a, yes.
can I ask you something about the military-industrial complex really quick?
It's like,
Because one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was the evolution of technology and how academics currently view technological innovation as more of like a stair step model. So there's like fire, for example, agriculture, and then nothing happened for a while. Would you say the military industrial complex is one such like black swan event that like everything you described, JFK, his brother, all this nonsense that comes with it? Do you think it's just a natural universal truth of human history that this is a pattern that repeats itself, or is this more of a
has to
hijacking?
be. Well, okay. Here's the problem. They have recently hijacked. Now, I have known since I was 12 that I'm watching a play when the president gets up. Now, presidents actually think they make decisions. That's how ridiculous our leaders are. Let me give you an example. Okay, the CIA controls in one of two ways: selective information, meaning they tell you the absolute truth, but they'll leave pieces out. You know, this is happening. Neglecting to say, of course, there's a Russian contingent in front of them of 1 million men and 6,000 nuclear bombs. No, we're not going to tell them that. Selective. So here's an example that we all lived through: Second Gulf War. The rise of Saddam in Iraq was not in the CIA's plans. And I know this for a fact. Please God, the CIA was my largest fucking customer at McAfee. I was the only computer security company in the world. You think they would not let me do things that before I did them, I want to know what the fuck I'm doing. I was in a position of power back then. I got jack shit power now, I will tell you that. But back then, yes, I know these things, people. I know these things. And how does it work? Okay, hey, so we got the CIA people get, what do you want to do? Let's just bomb them. We got to do it quickly before the world gets wind and backs us off. I mean, it has to be done like sudden. I want it done tomorrow. I want Iraq bombed into the Stone Age tomorrow.
So
Whoever the leader is, not even the head of the CIA. It's probably some sub force, right? Going, and so, Jack, you and Huey, you take care of the president, all right? What do we do? It's only got 24 hours. I want it done tomorrow. I don't give a shit. Lie to him then. What do you want us to tell him? Fuck, I don't care. Tell them they got nuclear weapons. Use your goddamn head. They
right.
went in and told him that lie.
So would you suggest that the citizens, not just of the U.S., but just anybody who with an internet connection, they refer to that tweet of universal truth, shedding a lot of the bullshit and sticking with what works? Is that the way out of this predicament? Because I feel like if everybody got on the same page, then the CIA, all these organizations would have no steam.
Right. Now, in order to be on the same page, we have to see the same reality. And if you are deluding yourself, because it's entertaining, fuck me, I understand it, man. I'm a druggie, so I know about entertainment. It's entertaining to believe that it matters who sits in the Oval fucking office. That's
Right.
very entertaining. Gives something to argue about at work. Makes you feel alive. I feel conflicted or angry. The Democrats, look what they've done. The Republicans, look what they've done. No, people, look what you've done by electing these idiots. Who in their right fucking mind votes for a man or woman who spent $100 million for a job paying 250,000? I ask you,
They're
who
just
is the
not paying. They're
great?
not paying attention. Those are the people, right? They're just not aware of that. They're not thinking of that on the ballot.
I tell you what, you let me keep talking on shows like this. I don't care if there's only 4 people listening. I promise you, I scared one of you,
Hmm.
and you deserve to be scared. You are needed, for fuck's sake. We don't want you asleep. Cryptocurrency, talking of technology, is the first technology in 150 years that came from the people and not from the bowels of a military program or a giant corporation, where that technology is immediately co opted by our government, and they're trying to do it to us now, trying to take away our privacy coins, our
Hmm.
distributed exchanges, but they cannot. Wake up, people. This is all we need you to see. You've got a key. Stop using crypto as a way to get rich quick. No, you've got a key to your cage, and you're using it to scratch your fucking asses.
Is
Wake
this the
up.
first time? Is this the first time that a technology that was created by like like people hijacked by the government, and this is just happens to be the
Yes,
first
because
time?
we have had people. Yes, because we have not had a people technology in
Right.
150 years.
Well, the Constitution of the United States might be one, right? That might be the first
The
one.
great, well, yeah, the Great Wars made sure that governments co-opted technology, but they didn't this time. They left it, and we have it, and we're not giving it up. I'm not giving it up.
Right.
I don't care if I have to sit hiding forever. I'm not giving up my God-given right to privacy. We'll never do it.
Exactly. Privacy was like in the mind of the forefathers when they started this country, and that I think that idea forming is in and of itself some sort of innovation, except it's not innovation the way we think of it. It's more of like an innovation of the human mind. It's more of like a perspective,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Well, it's an innovation of how we perceive
Right.
the substance of humanity. Call it the human soul. Call it, I don't know what you call it, with how we perceive the other in some other form. The other, the not us, the not self.
Right.
It's this insane and ridiculous division between you and the rest of the world. There is none. I'm telling you. Will you allow me to do some neural linguistic programming for just 1 second?
Go for it.
Yes, thank you. Uh, I'm going to invite you and everybody listening to a 2 minute, just listen to me first, if you would, close your eyes. Will everybody do that?
Sure.
No, not you. Justin, close your eyes. Hey, you know I'm talking to close. You're fucking nice. Thank you. No, I want you to imagine that you just painlessly, without any sensation, just lost your leg. It dropped off at the hip and is gone. Imagine that. No pain. Nothing to concern yourself about. You can't get it back now. Are you diminished in any way? Are you any less you? No. You're just missing a leg. You can do this to your whole fucking body. Then 5 minutes thinking of each one. Move to the next leg. Pretty soon, you're just a stump, and you are still as much you as before. So please, people, what I'm trying to say is you are not your body, and therefore to use the limits and the periphery of your body as a definition of yourself, uh, that's the height of insanity.
Yeah, you tweeted
Or
about
it's,
this recently, right?
yeah, or it's someone who simply never bothered to look at themselves in a mirror. I don't mean the mirror in the bathroom, people. I mean, in the mirror of relationship to life, your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. That's all there is, people. Well,
Would you say the human brain is like a transceiver of consciousness? You would say that. Whether or not our bodies exist, our consciousness lives on, kind of like a television set, right? Like the if you smash the TV, the signal's still there. So what you're describing is kind of like an ancient type of idea. This idea has been around forever, right?
actually, that you're assuming something that the consciousness I'm describing is on forever. No, please God, it does not.
Okay.
No. This is the other thing. We want to live forever. But people, listen to me. Let's go a little deeper. Maybe you are already living in forever here. And maybe the reason it's forever is that thing you think is you, which continues to exist after everything else is gone. What if, people, that is not you? Because I promise you it is not. You are so much more magnificent than that. You are this fucking creation, and everything moving and still within it. This is eternity. Here. Now there is no death because there is nothing to die.
What you're
Body
describing,
dies.
right?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, John. I'm just blown away by what you're saying because I don't know the extent of how much you've read about like the ancient Egyptians and these like first civilizations that we know of. But their view on consciousness is very similar to what you're describing right now. So do you have any?
The consciousness is not in you. This is what you got to figure it out.
Right.
You get with the body, you can imagine body not being there, but you're still there.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know where and who that you is. This is the question. Oh, I'm still here. How do you fucking know? When he said, I, who is that motherfucker? That's what you need to understand.
Right.
You've got to figure that out yourself. I cannot tell you. You got to sit down and search for the you to know yourself as its truth. And that has nothing to do with your body or its vicinity. You are creation and infinity, and are we all. And you can fucking see it if you sit and continue that little practice that we started. See what happens as all physical reality disappears and you are still there. At that point, you can turn around and see who that you is, and you will be surprised. It is that person that you hate the most and now love equally with all things. It is that ray of sunshine in a child that you keep reaching for. Is such a beautiful experience. It's birth.
So are you talking about destroying the ego? Is that what you're getting at? Just to get that out of the way?
You just threw a fucking word in there. And once you throw a word in, you now have another question.
Right.
Ego.
Right.
That might, no, let's not use words. Let's use what I said. Imagine the legs. We can use those words and try to find out. But you're not going to find a word as the answer to this question of who you are, because there is no word for either that which is blocking you, which you want to call the ego, or that which you are, which is permanence and infinity.
Are there any documents that have, like historical documents that talk about this? Because one thing that I'm thinking about is like, I guess the Bible's the most prominent one. But do you know of any documents that have discussed these ideas, and have they been like squashed or obscured through history? Is there anything that comes up in your mind at all?
If there were, they would be worthless. I mean, what I'm talking to you about is not a document and it's not words.
Right.
I'm just simply telling you to try some things. Because what you're looking for, you can't learn from a fucking book.
Right.
You can't learn through someone telling you. You can only learn by following in the footsteps physically as that person passes through the fucking door, and you go with them. It is a transition of the highest order, and at the same time, absolutely no change in life.
Who did you
Now, if
walk
that
through the
is
door with?
okay, ask me a legitimate question, please.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you, Mr. McAfee. So what?
Ben,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. Okay.
So this idea of consciousness. How does blockchain fit into this? Because in your tweet, you also said that consciousness could inhabit a blockchain. Are you do you just mean just a history?
It would have to if there's any permanence to consciousness. I mean, otherwise, without a blockchain, consciousness is as fickle and changeable as the moon, right? We needed the blockchain. I don't know that it's going to be possible to put consciousness on it. I do know that sure as fuck we're going to be looking at it.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So what's the next step then to get that innovation and integrate it with get it to a point where people can make or units of consciousness rather could make that leap from the physical body to this transcendent type of technology? Is that, do you see that on the horizon, or is that just not even is that already on the table? Is there anything going on in regards to that?
Let's talk about, instead of talking about consciousness in a generic or general sense,
Sure.
let's talk about consciousness as it actually affects your daily life.
Okay.
It's easier for you. And how does consciousness affect your daily life? Well, consciousness is divided into a host of sometimes conflicting, sometimes cooperating units. You got sight, sound, touch, smell, taste.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the right brain, left brain, and one wants to do a chaos theory analysis of what's happening. The other wants to count the number of steps the person took to get into the room, both equally as absurd. And so this is the human condition, and this is human consciousness. How does that affect us? Well, we are, for example, tokenizing all 535 members of the House of Congress. Above, over the horrendous objection of the 37 Congress people that we asked to cooperate with us. 9 of them threatened lawsuits if we went ahead. Well, we're going ahead. They then talked to the Office of Legal Counsel in the executive branch, who sent us a fucking email. Since you can't get anything physical to me unless you know where I am, saying that if we were to expand that tokenization to include candidates for political office, that we would be violating election fraud rules,
Mm-hmm.
or something. I wasn't planning on including them, but after I got that threatening letter, we're now including them as well. So we're going to end up with a lot more than 535. But so if they don't want me to say it, then there's got to be a goddamn reason that you need to hear it, people.
Right.
All right.
What are the chances that we have a blockchain based government, like maybe with voting, for example?
That's what we've done. We've tokenized the vote,
Mm-hmm.
the congressman. On March 1st, they're going live on the McAfee distributed exchange. Every American voter registered that we can identify an email address for receives 1 token per congressional person. So every person gets 535 tokens,
Okay.
which you can throw away, ignore, not even open. We don't care. If I can get 50,000 people signing up for our simulated government running on the blockchain
Mm-hmm.
through the McAfee debt, then I will have done something profound. I will have proved how power, because that political fans of so and so are going to go buy these tokens to make the price go high, so that Nancy Pelosi is valued at 2 pennies. We set for the value of the penny initially, and Bernie Sanders is a half a penny or whatever. We get to track that, and
Right.
everybody will have tools to see. Did you notice that someone just bought on the open market 1,000 Bernie Sanders tokens, and then we only distributed one per American person? So it is a simulation of government. It would have been far better because what we're going to do now. We wanted the congressman's assistance because every day we're going to ask a question to every congressman. What do you think about raising the income tax to 99%? As an example, okay?
Right.
And at that moment, Congress votes, we take a look, and we go, you know what? No, I don't think so. We get to reverse the vote because we are the people. They are just the fucking government. They work for us, we don't work for them. The people have privacy in our system. The government has none, fucking transparent financially, just financially. See what we've done. We've given power back to you motherfuckers in the form of a simulation, but god damn it, if it will run in simulated world, you know goddamn well it will work in the real world if they give the people the chance. We, the people, own this goddamn technology, and I will make sure that I give you the most powerful weapons within this technology. Privacy coins, distributed exchanges, tokenizing the fucking congressman. We will win this goddamn battle.
So would you say
And I
this
gotta
is like
leave.
a
I've got to leave. You know, I'm very, very sorry. I've got an emergency hand up from Jim. So if you want to talk to me further, you can reschedule another time. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay,
All right.
John. That's fine. I'll definitely do that. Thank you very much for taking the time. I hope everything works out well. And
Hey,
I'll
thank you.
yeah, no problem. See
All
you
right.
later, John. Wow, that ended abruptly, guys. So hold on, let me bring this up real quick. So that ended pretty abruptly. I didn't. Apparently, something came up. John McAfee, very animated guy, very interesting. I highly respect him because he's gone through a lot of bullshit. And apparently, it seems like something just emergency came up. The guy is on the run. Stuff could that was part of the deal when I interviewed him was something crazy would have happened. But thank you guys for tuning in. I didn't even get to go through all my questions, but it's fine. We'll probably reschedule some other time. That was about 20 something minutes, I think, 25 minutes, which is fine, totally fine. If you guys tuned in, I'm very thankful you guys have. I'm still in the middle of my move. I won't be completely settled in until about the first week of February or so. So you'll probably see all this change in the back. But I thought it was a very entertaining and a very valuable interview. Just my first impressions of what just happened. If you guys have any comments or suggestions, let me know. There's a few things coming down the pipe. A lot of discoveries have been popping up in the new year. And I want to be able to cover that. And also some more words about the podcast. So hopefully the podcast format will include interviews such as this. This is, I think, my second live stream, and I'm still tinkering with the technology. The Skype, I'm still trying to figure all this out. We're running on a pretty much zero budget, guys. This is all a labor of love. This is all out of my own pocket, no ads. I just want to get all the information out there, and I think, like what John was saying, is very important. Even if I only have 2 or 3 viewers and 1,000 followers, so to speak. All of it helps, and it's I think it's a very unique time, and I don't want to beat a dead horse. I'm sure a ton of different people have talked about it being a unique time for information and stuff like that. Even back in the 90s when the internet was starting to gain some steam, the information superhighway and all this stuff was at the forefront, and they were talking about stuff like this. And this is before live streaming. This is just having your own website. This is before social media the way we know it today. So again, Mr. McAfee, thank you so much for your time. streamers or viewers, thank you so much for watching the stream. I'm probably gonna have to change the title a little bit of the stream because we didn't get to go through most of what I wanted to talk about. But I will have another guest on. If another thing to comment about, if you guys have any suggestions on who to talk to, guests on the show, have them send me. I'm very accessible. Have them send me a Twitter message. If they're just have them follow me, send me let me know to follow them for an inquiry, and I'll do people's show. I'll go on other people's show to interview, or they can come on my show and do an interview. There are a few guests that I have lined up that I need to confirm with their requests. I confirm with them if they want to show up on the show, and we might have live guests too, like in studio guests once I get my new area set up. Again, like, subscribe, share. I will have probably this weekend. I'll have another episode up. It won't be a live stream, but it will be an article that I read, a very interesting article that I've read and archived, and I want to go through with you guys. Another thing that I wanted to mention before I sign off here is, what do you guys think of the live stream format? Should I also do live streams just for every episode? Would you guys enjoy that, or do you guys prefer the more not? I don't do much editing. I just put in the introduction, and then I just condense the file, and that's pretty much it, and clean up some of the audio. There are some jump skips in my audio because I'm using all free program broadcasting software. So no, there are some kinks here and there, but I think for the most part the quality is pretty good. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any additional questions for John McAfee, let me know. And then when I get him on again, we'll try to address those as well. I also want to have some listener feedback on the podcast. I want to have a section where I just respond to you guys. I've done a little bit of that before, but I felt like it got in the way of the current format. I feel like I just got bogged down in details and stuff like that, and I didn't think it would make for good watching for the current format. But for the podcasting format, I think it works well. Let me anyway share this on social media, and have a good weekend, guys. Happy New Year! I'm thankful for all your support, and I'll talk to you guys later.